Hello, everybody, and welcome to our next week here at CMST275. Wanted to give you an overview of what's going on for this week and what to expect for the upcoming weeks because the class is going to change. The dynamics of what I'm going to ask you to do is going to change. So I want you to start keeping that in mind now before we move onward. So you may be wondering what we're doing to this week. Well, we have in the discussion questions, we're going to talk about e-memory and short-term memory. And you're going to read about a guy, his name is Clive Waring, who has lost his total ability to remember. His short-term memory, I think, is something like 35 to 45 seconds long, and then he forgets. So he is an extraordinary case of somebody who has major memory damage. And I'm having us look at this extreme case so that we can better understand how different cases would be helpful if we had a total recall as a device to help with our memory. Then the other thing we're going to look at is our health records and whether or not we should be keeping as individuals individual copies of our records in general, and if we should have a copy ourselves instead of just giving a copy to our doctor's office. Now, I don't know about you, but I have gone to so many doctors through my life. I've lived in Tucson, Florida, New Mexico, Missouri, Monroe City, St. Louis. I've been there. I was in Idaho. I have medical records in Idaho, Seattle, of course. And when I think about it, my goodness, my records are everywhere. None of them are in one place. And, you know, that seems so unwise. It seems so incredibly unwise that I would have a copy of my own medical records. So I want us to consider that, why we allow other people to keep these records instead of us, and whether or not we should keep electronic copies of our own records. Next, our social media activity this week is LinkedIn. I'm sure you guys have heard of that, right? This is a social network for businesses, but it's now being expanded for education and a good way to network for your upcoming interest, not only in education, but also, for example, in your business world. So I'm asking you to create a LinkedIn account, to start looking around it, to network with me and also with your fellow classmates, and to explore how this particular social network works. Nowadays, businesses are becoming very, very serious about wanting to see an electronic or an online presence of you, and they want to make sure that that online presence is a good online presence, right? So they don't want to see pictures of you in college at a party. They want to see that you have taken the time to think about what your online presence should look like, and also to basically edit or create it or master that online presence before you apply for a job, which is part of the reason why we are signing up for these different accounts and then using them through the class. But the real big final project for this class when we deal with social media is going to be blogging. And we're going to start our blogging next week because next week is midterm. So what I'd like you to do is I've put a sheet on information about how to start blogging and where to go. And I'd like you to take a moment to read that, and so that you can start maybe thinking about setting up your account. I highly suggest blogger.com, and I suggest them because they're super easy to use. You don't need anything like HTML. All you have to do is know how to type and how to click your mouse, and you can publish your own blog. So I want you to start thinking about that now because we're going to start into it next week. And then when you start blogging, this is when the dynamics of our class is going to change, because when you start blogging, I'll be asking you to do a lot less in the discussion questions, and I'm going to ask you more to do in your blogs. And when you have all your blogs, just like I did for the Twitter addresses, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make up a Excel sheet, and I'm going to put everybody's address on there, and then we can start visiting each other's blogs and answering questions and commenting on each other's blogs and all of that kind of good stuff. And that's stuff coming up. So, hey, I hope you guys have a great week. Please email me if you have any questions or concerns. If you came to see the play and you want the extra credit, remember you need to write up a little bit thing about how this play associates with the idea of total recall, and how maybe we need to be concerned about it. The play has a cautionary tale at best. So keep that in mind. It's great to see you guys. and I will see you on the boards. All right. Have a good day. Bye-bye.